You're listening to the Outer Banks This Week podcast, a place for people to hear what's going on up and down the beach and to get the truth about what really goes on around the Outer Banks. So, are you ready? Here we go.
All right, thank you so much, Wes. Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 117. And it's all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manio, online at kellysobxauto.com. If you look over there on the lot, when you're coming into Manio, let's think for a second. It's maybe less than a mile. We'll say between a quarter mile and a half a mile north of the Manio-Wanchese intersection. If you're heading north, it is on your left, just past Jump Masters, just before the Big Al's Dog Park. That's what I call it, because it used to be Big Al's Soda Fountain and Grill. It was a restaurant, and now it's a dog place or something. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's right before that on Highway 64 coming into Manio. Kelly'sOBXAuto.com is where you can find them online. And again, take a look at their lot. This is the best way to shop, in my opinion. Go on the lot, touch the car, feel the car, become one with the car. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, Kelly would love for you to do that. All right. Again, online, if you can't do that, at Kelly'sOBXAuto.com. And if you got those pesky varmints, creepy crawlies, bugs, whatever the case, call OBX Pest, Outer Banks Pest Control, okay? And they're online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. Great customer service. I'm telling you right now, Kelly's awesome, but his wife, Jessie, that owns Outer Banks Pest Control, is one of the kindest, sweetest people. I'm not even kidding. This is not me just like talking. It is. You go in and experience for yourself. She's one of the sweetest people in the world. I'm not even kidding. She's always been so kind, so polite. Not saying that Kelly hasn't, but Jessie is a super sweetheart. She's got a girl in there named Mandy or Amanda, whatever you want to call her. And she can be quite the firecracker. So it's like the yin to the yang in a lot of ways. But hey, she's sweet too. She's the firecracker of the group. But hey, outerbanks-pestcontrol.com, business, residential, whatever, home office, all that stuff. So yes, outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. All right, this past weekend, I'm telling you, a beautiful weekend we had. It was a little breezy on Saturday, but it was still overall a great weekend. I want to shout out to my man, the King Snake, Rex Mann of Mancanics Automotive and Towing. He had a birthday this past week, and he celebrated last Saturday, had a big gospel show, big throwdown at his place over there next to the Wanchese baseball fields, next to Walker Park. And it was just a good time. Had a trailer out there. They had the bands all set up. I mean, again, it was one of them good old gospel community events. It was a pig picking. They had so much food. It was absolutely phenomenal. Had a great time doing that. Took off that evening, headed down to Hatteras, stopped into Real Swirly, got me some ice cream. It's right next to Red Drum Tackle. My friend Mabel Whitaker and her husband Cameron, they own it, and the ice cream there is pretty good. They got Froyo and all that good stuff. Stopped in there, had myself a little sweet treat before I headed on down to the Heroes Benefit Fishing Tournament that my buddy Tim Bates puts on every year at Frisco Woods Campground. I mean, that's where the party is being held. So I believe Teachers Lair and Oregon Inlet had teams, boats fishing out for that tournament. So I went down there and hung out with them, emceed that for on Saturday. And Sunday, let me tell you, went to the beach. Wasn't super excited about like getting in the water. For me, it was just more or less, let's just sit on the beach and like hang out as my parents, my wife, and my boys. And my oldest, Austin, was pretty insistent on getting in the water. So he did. And then my dad looks at me. He's like, you gonna go out there? And I was like, I don't really want to, but I feel like I need to. And I knew my wife wasn't going to. So I was like, all right. So I went out there, and let me tell you, it was refreshing. All right. I'm not going to say it was cold. The air was a little chillier. I want to say it was low to mid 70s on Sunday, air temperature wise. I don't know what the water temperature was, but it wasn't that bad. Once you got in the water, it was okay. All right. And I've got this like sinus thing going on right now. So I kind of help clear out my sinuses. I don't know. It seems like every year, this time of the year, like I'll go all winter without getting a cold, without getting sick at all. But then it's like this time of the year shows up, and here it comes. It's like, all right, we've left you alone all year. Now it's your turn. Everybody else has been sick all winter long. Now it's your turn to get a little bit of a sniffle. So I've been dealing with some of that. But, Sunday, jumping in the ocean, it's amazing how, what I was telling my son, it's amazing how the world's biggest toilet, just the ocean, I mean, if you really think about it, is like the cure-all for lots of things. You got burns, you got cuts, you got nasal cavity gook. It'll help clean you out. It's very therapeutic. That salt air, that salt water. I mean, it's got a lot of therapy-like things. There's a lot of good aura around it. I don't know. I'm trying to sound like a millennial right now. But anyway, great time this past weekend. Some good baseball. My Tar Heels have made it to the Super Regionals, and I was very happy about that. Lots of great things going on. So let's take a look. Oh, hey, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to run across the bridge to Nags Head in this episode of the podcast. I'm going to go over to Artsy Octopus. It's about milepost 16 and a half on the beach road in Nags Head. It's kind of diagonal from Cahoon's Market. In a way, it's next door to Fat Boy's Ice Cream in that whalebone district, I guess is what we'll call it. I'm going to go hang out with Miss Michelle Smith of the Artsy Octopus. We're going to talk about the store and all the neat things they have in there. There's lots of stuff in there that, if you are a homeowner here on the Outer Banks, you have a cottage or a beach house or whatever, you're looking for some artwork, they can help you out there. You got that crazy aunt that you don't know what to get her for her birthday or for Christmas this year. There's things in there that she may love. Okay, I'm just saying, you need to definitely go check it out. They've got, I think, quite a bit of crafters and jewelers that showcase their items in there. So we're going to talk to Miss Michelle in this episode of the podcast. Trying to think about any news. Nothing that's really jumping out at me. There's some political things going on, but we're not a political podcast, so we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But if you are interested in those types of things and more things Outer Banks related, the best source on the Outer Banks is SamWalkerOBXNews.com. He's the Grand Slam. Woo! Sam Walker. SamWalkerOBXNews.com. I'm telling you, I got to get Sam back on the show. He and his wife, I need to get the Sam and M duo back on the show. That needs to happen soon. I'm going to talk to Sam. We're going to make that happen. I want to thank Jamie Whitley and Ashley Wiest for being on. I thought I was going to have Melissa on, and I kind of pre-recorded a couple things and said Melissa was going to be on. I hope y'all didn't catch that. But if you did, you're just like, that wasn't who that was. It was Miss Jamie Whitley and Ashley Wiest of the town of Manteo to talk about Dare Days. It's this coming weekend. It's Saturday, and it's going to be a lot of fun. If you are in town this coming weekend, you need to go to Dare Day and check it out. Dare Day is a lot of fun, and it's all family fun stuff, and it kind of embraces the culture and heritage of the Outer Banks. It's like the OG party. All right. Lots of parties take place. I know like people say like the Pirate Jamboree down in Ocracoke's another one of the OGs. But hey, look, Dare Day, downtown Manteo, the OG of the Outer Banks party scene. Just saying. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The Cap Marty fishing guides are out. Now, I have had many requests for autographed copies of the fishing guide. I have mailed out some already, but I got to get the captain back in here to sign some more. I just texted him a little bit ago and said, Captain, you need to come back in and sign some more fishing guides. I got people that have requested them. If you want your own copy of the Cap Marty Fishing Guide autographed, an autographed copy of the Cap Marty Fishing Guide, email me and let me know. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. It's all you got to do. It's say, hey, Justin, I'd love a copy of the Captain Marty Fishing Guide. And guess what? You're going to get your copy, and you're also going to get a shout out. I have some shout outs this week from people that have requested copies of the Captain Marty Fishing Guide, and super, super kind folks, okay? So it's out. It's available now up and down the beach. If you're here on the Outer Banks, you can find them at all different places, tackle shops, piers, all the different spots, the Visitors Bureau. I mean, they've got them all, okay? And they're all over the place. Not many places that don't carry the Captain Marty Fishing Guide. So again, if you want your own personalized autographed copy of the Captain Marty Fishing Guide, let me know. I will have the captain sign them, and I will mail them to you personally from the captain. Well, I will mail them to you for the captain. There you go. Said it right. Okay. So again, Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. All right, we're going to take a short break here in just a few moments. But before we do, You know what time it is. It's time for us to check in with our boy, Matty P with OBX After Dark.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Matty P, back with another edition of OBX After Dark, brought to you by Outer Banks This Week. Let me tell y'all where I was at this weekend, man. I was at my spot, y'all. I was at the Jolly Roger down there in Kill Devil Hills on the beach road. Look, man, on Saturday night, they had DJ Cowboy, y'all, and they had a mechanical bull. Now, your boy's not too fond of mechanical bulls because, you know, he likes to go a little longer than 8 seconds, if you know what I'm saying. Look, y'all, the place was rocking. The music was jumping, the booties was pumping. And look, man, let me get right into it with the BPL. The BPL on Saturday night at Jolly Rogers. Ooh, we coming in high again, y'all. I know I gave y'all a 9.2 last week, but look, man, it was a 9.4 at the Jolly Roger on Saturday night. Look, man, they're going to be having things all summer long. DJs, bands, acoustic gigs, food specials, drink specials, anything you could possibly want in a nightlife scene. The Jolly Rogers has got it. Stay tuned because I'm coming at y'all hot again next week. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
Discover the legendary wild Spanish Mustangs of Kerala up close and personal with Backcountry Safari Tours. Since 1993, Backcountry Safari Tours has guided guests on unforgettable 2-hour off-road tours through 30 miles of beach, dunes, and maritime forests. Ride in the open-air safari cruisers with 360-degree views, comfortable seating, and sun canopies. Explore the untamed beauty of the Outer Banks and create lasting memories with your family at Backcountry Safari Tours. Book today at wildhorseskerala.com.
Boasting phenomenal seafood dishes, a great menu, and waterfront views with deck seating, Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio serves a casual, fun-filled dining experience with an Outer Banks flair. With 3 floors to choose from, you're bound to find the perfect seat for you and yours while enjoying great food and fantastic drinks. To see our menu and to catch a glimpse of the beautiful views, go online to stripersbarandgrill.com. Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio, where everyone's a VIP.
I'm still cracking up at my boy Matty P right now, talking about he don't like anything about 8 seconds. But he's not wrong. Jolly Rogers is definitely popping off these days. And I mean, the different events and the parties and the things that they got going on there is unbelievable. If you get a chance to go by Jolly Rogers, milepost 6 3/4 on the beach road in Kill Devil Hills, I suggest doing that because you're going to have a good time for real. And the food's great. Atmosphere's amazing. Drink specials, all that fun stuff like Matty P was talking about. So check out the Jolly Roger. Again, milepost 6 3/4 on the beach road in Kill Devil Hills. That's my little plug for them for the day. All right, so jumping into some shout outs, and I got a few. And again, if you want to shout out, please let me know. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. I love talking to you. I love engaging with my listeners. I love being able to talk about different things, answer questions, whatever the case may be. I love being able to do those things. So please email me, Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. And I've gotten some emails here lately. We're going to start with an email from Jake and Stephanie Lawson. So let me just kind of peruse through their email that they sent me. So he told me, Mr. Jake did. He said, I'm currently listening to the episode you put out after Memorial Day while I'm at work. He said, my wife and I and her family will be on the Outer Banks June 7th through the 14th. Awesome. They're going to be here on vacation. And if they were to see me out and about somewhere, it would be wild. I'm going to do my best. They said they go to Fish Heads. They're a big fan of that place. And I often talk about Fish Heads. And they're going to be there Thursday while they're here. And they love their West Coast burger that they have at Fish Heads. He said, I'd like it, if you could come by, that would be cool. He's like, if you give me a shout out on the podcast, that would be awesome. Jake and Stephanie. Yes. So I appreciate y'all and the support. Let me just kind of answer that. So I know I emailed you back already, Mr. Jake, but I do want to address this. Like, I am all over the place. I work a lot. Some people think that all I do is a podcast and I just run my mouth all day. Well, that's part of it, but I'm all over the place. I work 1, 2, 3, 4. I work about 5 different jobs. And this is a true story. I do the podcast. I also work for this same company and doing marketing and sales with Outer Banks This Week. I teach a class on Monday mornings at the local gym, Roanoke Island Fitness Lab. I do trivia for Mr. Greg Smurdell every Wednesday night over at McGrath's Burger Shack. So there's somewhere. All right. McGrath's Burger Shack, 6 o'clock Wednesdays. That's where you can catch me most of the time. You can catch me there, 6 o'clock on Wednesdays. Come play trivia with me. You can ask Mr. Adam, my man Adam up there in Edinburgh. He came down and hung out and did trivia with me. But that's where you're likely going to find me. But that's just another job. I'm also, I have a job that I do with the Board of Education here locally. And I'm also helping my buddy Barbecue Mike over at Carolina Barbecue Company in Mania. And I'll be there on Tuesday and Thursday evenings starting next week, honestly. So you want to catch me Tuesday and Thursday, I'm at Barbecue Mike from 4 until 7, and Wednesdays I'm 6 o'clock. I'm at McGrath's Burger Shack. So that's where you're going to find me. I mean, I get out on the weekends, and the rest of my time is dedicated to my wife and kids. You know, we got to find time for them, but we got to make hay while the sun shines as well. And I mean, that's one of the things about the culture here in the workforce on the Outer Banks is, a lot of us have multiple jobs. We have to piece together a lifestyle around here, and that's okay. It's just the way it is. I mean, I honestly don't have to have the other jobs that I have, but I like them. And I mean, they help me buy extra things for my wife when it's time, or my kids when it's time. I mean, if I need to move money over into the bank because of an unexpected payment, I could do that. But again, those are just some of the things. But hey, back to the topic here. Mr. Jake and Miss Stephanie Lawson, thank you for listening to the podcast. Appreciate y'all so much. And I look forward to maybe meeting y'all next week. If you can come by Barbecue Mike's in Mania, Carolina Barbecue Company, or you can come by McGrath's Burger Shack. It's in the Outer Banks Mall at 6 o'clock next week and do trivia with me. Dude, that would be absolutely awesome. I would love that so much if you could do that. Let's see. I got Mr. Chuck and Miss Pauline. I think it's Tilby. I'm probably saying that wrong, but let me just read. They emailed me a while back, and I honestly just found it. So they've been here. They were here back at the beginning of April for a couple of weeks in Kildable Hill, celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary. Congratulations on 30 years. That's awesome. Hopefully I get there one day. Went on Paradise Dolphin Cruises. Had a great time there. Went to Wanchese Marina. Had some great food there. Went over to Fat Crabs and Rib Company. Second best crab cakes he's ever had. And this is why Mr. Chuck says this, because his wife's are number one. And he's like, that's how you stay married for 30 years. So you love her crab cakes. And that's how key to a successful marriage. Outer Barks in the Waterfront Shops in Duck. Great people, dog people, and we're dog people, enough said. Actually, all the shops in the boardwalk are a great place to go if you're not so great beach day or you need a break from the beach. So that's the Waterfront Shops in Duck. Love to drive down to Hatteras. It's a great reminder of how beautiful and fragile the island is. So there's so many other things I'm missing, but these are some of the highlights. Enjoy your part of this world. It is truly exceptional. All our best, Chuck and Pauline from Chicopee, Massachusetts. Y'all, again, thank you so much for the email. Thank you for coming down and spending your 30-year anniversary here on the Outer Banks and just taking it all in. Like I said, there's so many other places in the world you could go, but you chose to come here, and we really, really appreciate that. So I hope that, and all of you that email me, I would love to meet you guys sometime. I would love to see you somewhere. I'd love to try and do my best. Like, I have to say it that way because I can't promise anything. You can ask Mr. Adam. I can't promise anything. I've met him because he came down to do trivia with me. But it's hard for me to just navigate through the day-to-day things because I am so stinking busy. But again, would love to meet you guys sometime. So thank you, Mr. Chuck and Miss Pauline. My next one is Mr. Steve Smelser. He is from Virginia, and he emailed me. He actually did email me a while back. Mr. Steve Smelser did. He's part of the Southside SPCA. And he was asking me for an autographed copy of the Cap Marty Fishing Guide. And he appreciated the interview I did last fall with Mr. Bill Coleman from the Outer Banks SPCA and would like it if I did a follow-up. And Mr. Steve, I am going to do my best. See, in the summertime, I got to really try and dedicate things to a lot of the tourism-based places and things and people to try and get that stuff, get them recognized and whatnot. But hey, look, I don't see why this fall I cannot have Mr. Bill come back in and talk about things with the SPCA. So he says, thank you so much, and keep up the awesome work with the podcast. Hey, Mr. Steve, thank you. And again, thank you to each one of you that listen to the podcast, because honestly, it makes it so much easier when I know that like I've got people that are engaged and wanting to know more about things here on the Outer Banks. And I really appreciated all the love and support. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. I would love to try, and I've talked about this multiple times, but I would honestly love to try and schedule sometime, maybe Labor Day weekend. I don't know. I'm trying to think, but like have a podcast party. I know y'all have heard me say this many, many times, and in my busy schedule, it's hard to do, but again, Mr. Adam from Edinburgh, he's going to come down here and he's going to help me put this thing on because, I mean, he's the man, But anyway, we're going to try to figure this out. But those are my shout outs for the week. And I really appreciate you guys. And please email me. I love getting emails from you all. I respond to all of them. And I appreciate you so much. Email me, Justin@OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Justin@OuterBanksThisWeek.com. All right, quick break, and then we're going to go and take this show on the road over to the Artsy Octopus, milepost 16.5 on the Beach Road in Nags Head, where we're going to talk to Miss Michelle Smith about the store and all the fun things that they have in there.
You've made it to the beach. Getting there is one thing, but setting up your things is another. That's where Just for the Beach Rentals comes in. Whether it be a setup or a drop-off, Just for the Beach Rentals provides quality rentals, timely deliveries, and friendly service from Nags Head to Corolla. They have a huge inventory of chairs, umbrellas, kayaks, surfboards, stand-up paddleboards, a wide range of bikes, and even baby stuff. To see their setup packages for your oceanfront or non-oceanfront service, go online to justforthebeach.com.
Let's be real. No one wants to deal with nasty varmints like mice, roaches, creepy crawlies, and critters. Leave that work to the experts at Outer Banks Pest Control. Outer Banks Pest Control is the best on the beach when it comes to eradicating those unwanted creatures. They've been in business for over 25 years with well over 100 years of combined exterminating experience. Specializing in both commercial and residential properties, Outer Banks Pest Control has all the tools and equipment necessary to take on any pesky job. They pride themselves on top quality customer service and workmanship. Hey, if it ain't red and yellow, it's just some coattail riding fella. Outer Banks Pest Control, the best on the beach with a proven track record of excellence since the year 2000 and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. All right, I've packed up shop like I like to do, and I've left Manio, the downtown area, and I'm here in Nags Head, milepost 16.5-ish at the Artsy Octopus. And can I ask you something? I have Miss Michelle Smith sitting here with me, the owner, operator, chairman, CEO, president of Artsy Octopus. I gave you a lot of titles there.
Yeah, you did. A few too many.
Few too many. But before we get into talking about how you got your start and everything and all the different things that you have here in the store, there was a question, it was about a year or so ago, maybe a little longer, that somebody was wondering where downtown Nags Head was. And I don't know that there really is a downtown Nags Head. I heard an old radio commercial. It was like, in downtown Nags Head. And I was like, where's downtown Nags Head?
Exactly. I don't think there is one, but I kind of consider us like the whalebone section of Nags Head. You're at
Whalebone Junction. Yeah, I mean, you've got Sam and Omi's right down the street. Across the street from that is Jeanette's Pier. Next door to here, you've got the Beach Parades right here. This is what, the old Dare building? Is that what we said?
It is. It's quite the eclectic building. It's residential, it's commercial, it's historical,
yes.
It's everything all in one nutshell.
It's got a beach feel in here. I actually lived in a beach box a little bit up there close to the hospital, like in between the bypass and the beach road.
Yeah.
And this is kind of what it felt like. It was like I would walk in, it's like I got this beach vibe, and this is the feeling. It all kind of comes back. It's got kind of that salty air smell to it. I mean, it feels like it's a wonderful spot. And again, you've got a great location. So I would venture to say this is, if we had to pick a downtown Nags Head, I mean, I'd say we're pretty close.
Yeah, we're pretty close. There's a lot down here in the Whalebone Junction area, and some, historical buildings and long-term businesses. Cahoon's and Sam and Omi's been here forever, right? So, some of the iconic places that people always remember and they want to go to when they come down to the Outer Banks.
Of course. So. I mean, these are a lot of go-to locations, and of course, you fall in that go-to spot. So let's talk about you, Miss Michelle. What have you always been like a artistic type person? Do you like to make stuff? Is this something you've always loved ever since you were little?
Well, going back to your original titles you gave me, okay, I'm one of 3 owners.
Okay.
So myself, my daughter Lauren, and Maria Mons, we are the 3 owners of the Artsy Octopus. So just to kind of put a shout out to them
Okay,
as
there
well.
you go. Yes, make sure we shout them out for sure.
Got to shout out those partners, right?
I apologize for giving all the titles to Miss Michelle here. It's just, I see whenever I come here, you're here. So
Yeah, I think I'm here way too much. But anyway.
That's all right.
It's all good. That's what happens when you open a business, right?
Yes.
But no, actually, ironically, I am not an artist. So I love art. I've always loved art. I'm a huge Van Gogh fan. I have several really large Van Gogh paintings in my house. Not originals, of course.
I was about to say, you got some OG Van Goghs? Whoa.
No. I wish. No, some replicas, if you will. But always loved art. But I'm an entrepreneur, business person. My background is science. I'm an environmental scientist with 35 years with the Air Force and the Navy. I've always had businesses. This is like my 5th business. I had a business in Georgia, and that was Global Imports, where I traveled the globe and brought in imported items from Thailand and Bali and Hong Kong and Korea and Japan, because I was stationed or I traveled there on tour, my deployments in the Middle East and so forth. So I was always buying and shopping and finding ideal items to sell. So it was kind of a hobby. Well, more than a hobby. It became an obsession of shopping. My husband was like, we need 3 warehouses to hold all the eclectic stuff you've bought over the years. But in Texas, when I was stationed there for 9 years, I had a business where I designed a hard hat in the shape of a cowboy hat. So, yeah, Texas hard hats became a business for the time I was stationed there. And so, we've had Gen Z art and gifts. Started my daughter out there when she was 17. She didn't want to go to college, so I gave her 2 choices. Well, 3 choices. Join the military, like her parents.
Good choice. I went that route.
She was like, "There's no way I'm going to do that. Get a job and work for somebody." And she said, "There's no way I'm doing that. I don't want to work for somebody else." And I said, "Well, what do you want to do? You're not going to sit in my house after you're 18 and do nothing." So she decided she wanted to open her own business. And we opened up Gen Z Art and Gifts on the Causeway, and a little small shop there of 400 square feet. She was there for a year. And then we moved over to Pirates Quay, and, her shop doubled in size, and she was there for 2 years. And then the 3rd year, I said, "That's it. I'm done training. It's all yours." And, at that point, she was only 19 years old. She had been in business for 3 years already. And I said, Mom's time of training and entrepreneurship and teaching you about taxes and bookkeeping is over. It's all yours.
Okay.
So she was there for a year by herself and decided, I don't like sitting in a shop for 8 hours a day. She's a very artistic person.
Okay.
She does like business. She knows about that aspect of it, but she wants to travel like her mom. I've traveled all over the world. Delta Airlines said I've been around the globe 4.5 times.
Oh, wow.
So, it's kind of...
Sky Miles are keeping up with you.
Oh, I love Delta. So, shout out.
Little plug for Delta Airlines, yes.
Oh, my gosh. They've treated me well. But she likes to travel. So, she decided, it's her business, make a decision to close it down and go to markets. She learned that she could sell more at a market than she did all month in a shop. So she's doing really good with that. And during that time, one of our artists, Maria Mons, was, she was one of our artists there, and she had her items on consignment. After we closed that shop and I saw that this building was available, I asked Maria if she'd like to join us for, opening a new shop, because Lauren was closing hers down. And so she did. And so now there's Maria, myself, and Lauren running this business. And it's hard work, as anybody who owns a business down here knows. It's seasonal, so it's ups and downs in the winter and up in the summer and fast pace, throughout.
Right.
It's crazy sometimes, but it's fun. And the amount of people you meet, the amount of followers we have now and repeat clients, we're at a 32% repeat client.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I like to say I'm more of a business person. I'm a numbers person. I watch the numbers like a hawk. We did great. And after the first year, we've improved by 30%. We're already, bypassing that this year.
Very cool.
So we're excited about that. It's kind of cool to see your business grow.
Yes. Amen. And you have a lot of things in here, a whole lot of things in here, from art to different decor for, place like tables, settings or whatnot. I'm trying to think of, I don't know if I'm using the right words. You got to help me with some of this stuff.
You're good. You're good. No, we've got
see, jewelry.
Yeah.
Lots of things. So you opened this location.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, how many different crafters, vendors, artists do you work with that have their stuff in here?
So we have 64 local artists, and we consider local Virginia and North Carolina.
Okay.
I'm from Virginia. I'm born and raised here, Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. And so I knew a lot of artists before coming down here. We moved here during COVID to get away from the fast pace of Virginia Beach. And we've accepted, we went above and beyond our 60 artist mark that we didn't want to, go past, but we've had people beg us to join the shop. And so we've accepted a few extras, and we've got everything from jewelry to purses. We've got t-shirts, paintings, resin, a little bit of commercial items, glasses to collect your seashells. And we've got original art as well as prints. We've got, build a bottle where you can take a bottle, a wine mug or a sippy cup, if you will, and decorate it with stickers. I like to pick up old, eclectic, upcycled materials. We've got military tents that are made into purses.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool.
And I specialized in the military as an environmental scientist, upcycled materials. So we have cork from Portugal. I've got pottery from the island of Kokret in Thailand.
What?
So what's really cool about that island is those folks still live without electricity. So they live on this small island off of Bangkok, Thailand, and all they have is a kiln. And so they have eclectic pottery from, many centuries, and they're still making it. However, it's kind of a dying type of medium because it's something that the modern Gen Zer, they're not used to not having power, electricity. So, the ancient potters of the day are kind of slowly dwindling off, and their children don't want to take that over. So I have some unique pieces in here that I picked up in Bangkok, and we get so many compliments on it because they've never seen it. People have never seen these pieces before.
Okay.
Some of the teak that I brought in from Bali are just unique, twisted chairs, root ball, rustic teak, things like that. I like things that kind of are unique and catch your eye, if you will.
Well, and I was looking around at a lot of different things, and I'm going to take some pictures before I leave. So prior to this podcast coming out, people are going to see some photographs of me teasing where I'm at, and it's to kind of give people an idea. We can sit here and talk about it all day, and we can describe it to a T, but stuff like this, you really got to put your eyes on it. So I'm going to take some photographs before I leave of just the store and everything like that, and a couple pictures of you showcasing maybe some stuff. We'll see. But I look around and I see, you've got some paintings of some dogs over here. And of course, what I see is a lot of like people that own homes. So let's say you're a homeowner, you have your house here on the Outer Banks, you rent it out, weekly, through one of our vacation rental companies, and you always have lots of art and decor on your walls. This would be a place that I believe that you could go to and find that one thing. You're like, man, I need something that's going to make that wall pop.
Exactly.
This is the place where you're going to find it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have several homeowners here that rent out homes, and they come in and they love to see what new items we have. I like to find, like I said, old rustic items, the old original oars from, old boats. And we actually will do custom surfboard paintings. We did one for the Snoopy house across the street where they wanted Snoopy, in a Jeep, that type of thing. We had one of our artists paint a surfboard for that. And we get a lot of folks that like to redo their rental homes each season. So they'll come in before it gets the heat of the season, like in April, and they'll tear down some of the old art and donate it. And then they come in here and they want something unusual so that they're repeat clients, which oftentimes people rent out the same house the same week each year for 30 years. I've met so many people that say they do that. And what better than to see something refreshing on the walls once, they come the next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice. But so we've got some really unique pieces. We've got the capability to do custom work. We have artists that have grown that have never painted furniture before. They came in here and I said, how about painting some crabs on a table? Like, what? Crabs on the table? Who wants that? That's our number one seller.
That's pretty
crabs.
awesome.
We're in a place where there's great crabs. Everyone thinks Maryland is the only place for blue crabs,
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, right?
You're right.
Blue crabs with an Old Bay can and a mallet. And we've sold so many pieces of Shelley Johnson's work that, I think it surprised her that people would buy that people want it, that nautical feel, that, rustic vibe, a piece of upcycled furniture that you've taken from, keeping it out of the dumpster, which I like because being an environmental scientist, I like upcycling, things that people throw away.
Right.
That's
pretty cool.
Take an old ore, paint it up, make it cool, specialize, put something custom on there for that individual, something unique. If you went to, NC State and you want an NC State painting, we can do it for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. You hear all you State fans out there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that was a plug for NC State or not, but hey.
Well, perhaps.
So I look around again. You've got all these great things in here. And I was just thinking about the name Artsy Octopus. An octopus has 8 legs. It's almost like, you've got more than 8 layers to your store, but it was just kind of thinking, it's like, you know what? There's more legs there's so many legs to this store that you have here that you can't, obviously, like I said, there's more than 8, but it's just a crazy brain thought that I had to just share that real quick. Next question I have for you. Now, you have so many great things in here and people come in, they look around, they look at this stuff, and I'm sure sometimes they're like, gosh, Miss Michelle, I would like to try and paint something like this. Do you offer like classes? Do you do anything extra to the side like that for people? Is that something you all do?
We do. We have some great classes. We have a resin pour class where you can pour resin, make a wave or on a charcuterie board, or a resin frame where you can take a frame and pour resin and put a turtle and some glass and some starfish, sand, whatnot, and make something really unique. We've done a couple of really unique pieces. We had a lady come in and she said, I have my dog's ashes and I really want to do something with them that's, memorable to me. And, I can look at and remember my dog. So we did a beach scene. She sprinkled her dog's ashes in the sand. There was a little crab on it because he used to like to chase the ghost crabs on the beach. And she loved it. Ironically, that same day that she was in here making it, one of our return clients came in and they had ashes of her daughter that they wanted to spread in the Oregon Inlet. But when she saw the picture that the lady was making of her dog's ashes, she said, I want to put a little bit of my daughter's in one that I can hang in my kitchen. And every time the sun shines through that resin and those rocks and those crystals shining bright, I think of my daughter. So she actually did a huge 11 by 14 beach scene with resin and sand and sprinkled a little bit of her daughter's ashes in there. And such a touching moment, for her and for us. It's a tearjerker when something like that happens.
That's very sweet.
But we will do whatever the client wants,
right.
And we'll come up with a way. We have 64 local artists that are so talented that are doing art that I haven't seen anywhere else in the Outer Banks. We have encaustic art that most people don't even know what that is. It's the original form of resin, beeswax, tint, paint, and next thing you know, you've got a gorgeous textured painting that is the original natural, all natural resin type, where the Greeks used to use that method to decorate the mast of their ships and their tombs. Now there's the man-made resin with the chemicals and everything, which is a beautiful art as well, but encaustic is another dying medium that, I think there's maybe 2 people in the Outer Banks that do that.
Okay.
And Doreen Nadley is our artist here that does it, and she was featured over at Swells of Brewing in March and did really well. She had a showing and did really well, and we've got a wall of her work here. It's just fantastic to see something unique, not the same old stuff, you know, and not to, put any other shop down, because we refer folks to all the shops around here and have no problem doing that. If we don't have it, we'll recommend someplace that might have it.
There you go. Love that. Love that.
I mean,
Absolutely
we don't gatekeep anything. We'll share whatever, if people say, well, can we take pictures in your shop? Oh, sure. Do whatever you need to do,
And that's the beautiful thing. And you just echoed something that I always say to people. We're a unique area, and we all have to help each other.
Absolutely.
To get through every year. We're constantly having, and I always say, a rising tide raises all vessels. I heard that from my man Garrett over at New Vines in downtown Mania. A little shout out to him.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is, the more we lift each other up, the more we support each other and help each other. I mean, we're all going to be successful and win in the end. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
that's why when you said, if we don't have it, I will suggest somewhere for you to go. There's probably this place may have it or that place might have it. And I'm sure that they do the same thing in return for you.
They do.
Beautiful. I love that. I got goosebumps.
They do. Salty Seahorse. We get a lot of recommendations. We recommend folks to Sea Green Gallery and to the Manio galleries. And, there's no reason not to share.
Of course.
The ultimate goal each day is to satisfy the client and give them what they want so that they're happy when they leave here and they're happy to return.
And they'll remember that. They'll remember, hey, you know what? Even though they didn't have it, they suggested another place for me to go check it out. And then that place suggested me to come back. That's how it works a lot of times.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Michelle, I'm going to take a few photographs. Did we leave anything out? I feel like we've covered the spectrum. I mean, we're right here, milepost 16 and a half in Nags Head, kind of the Whalebone district, the Whalebone Junction district, where you've got Fat Boy's Ice Cream over here. You've got Cahoon's Market across the street. You're right here in the Dare building. It's in between the bypass and the beach road, but you're going to access the parking lot from the beach road.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, when you're at Jeanette's Pier over at Cahoon's, you're getting that ice cream. You come over here, you do a little bit of shopping, you check out everything that you have in here, from the jewelry to the paintings to the other types of art that you have here. You've got it all figured out, and it's a beautiful store. And again, you get the beachy vibe when you walk in the door. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. So
I appreciate that.
And you can check out more about what Artsy Octopus does have online. If you go to OuterBanksThisWeek.com, you click on the Nags Head section, and then you click on shopping. The Artsy Octopus starts with an A. It's the very first place right up there in the front. So click on that, and you can get a little bit more of an idea of what they have and what they can do as well. So something else I want to mention that, you talk about, you will do those classes, but you tend to have do you still do the weekly classes? Or
we do. Actually, starting this month, we're going to have 4 classes a week.
Okay.
So we're going to have 2 classes of the resin pour for the charcuterie boards and resin frame class. We also have special artists that come in for painting. So on June 19th, we have a painting class with Nancy Rock. Is
that like one of those paint and sip classes?
You can do whatever you want in here.
Okay.
We don't ask and we don't tell.
Okay. I heard that.
But, we also are doing some markets. So over in Pirates Cove, over at the Pavilion, we're going to be there on June 14th, supporting the food bank.
Okay.
And we're going to have a booth set up there. We also will be at the Bluegrass Festival for the 3-day weekend.
Oh, okay. That's coming up in October, isn't it?
October, yeah. So we're going to be there, I think it starts, Friday or Thursday. Anyway,
the dates are online. We got it
like
listed online.
three full days.
Yes.
And so we'll be out there as well. We'll set up a booth, a variety of our vendors and so forth. So, we're not just here in the shop. We're always out and about and trying to support the community in different events as well.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The community support, the outreach to other places, again, all great things here happening at the Artsy Octopus. Well, Miss Michelle, I appreciate you for your time.
I appreciate you,
Glad to
Justin.
have you on the podcast.
Thank you.
And if there's anything else that we can do at Outer Banks this week to help you, you just let me know.
Awesome.
And if you're listening to the podcast and you get an opportunity to come through here, it's definitely worth the trip to come through, take a look at everything, walk out with something. I mean, again, lots of great items in here that you could use to pep up your home. That gift, for your aunt that you're not sure. It's like, gosh, you know what? What's that one thing? You're probably going to find it here.
Absolutely. And we also have a dog and cat section. So we've got little Happy Meals for dogs. We've got all kinds of fun stuff.
Happy Meals. Sold.
Yeah.
Miss Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank you, Justin.
It's time to get rigged up to go fishing, and at Rigged Up Sport Fishing Charters out of the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center, that's exactly what they do best. This 55-foot Omi Tillet-built boat with that Carolina flair, known for tournament wins, is fully equipped with the latest sonar technology, along with two of the most knowledgeable captain-mate combos in the fleet that practically know what the fish are thinking. Hop aboard with them today by going online at riggedupcharters.com. Rigged Up Sport Fishing Charters. Let's go fishing.
Frisco Woods Campground, a family-owned gem for over 50 years, offers a perfect getaway on Hatteras Island. Whether you prefer tent camping, electric water sites, RV spots, or primitive camping cabins, there's something for everyone. Guests enjoy free hot showers, a refreshing pool, and breathtaking sunsets over the Pamlico Sound. Nestled in nature yet close to local attractions, Frisco Woods Campground provides a peaceful retreat with modern comforts, making it an ideal destination for outdoor enthusiasts and families alike. Book online at the Frisco Woods Campground.com. Frisco Woods Campground, 50 years of memory making on Hatteras Island.
All right, we're going to jump into some events real quick, and all these events that I want to be talking about can be found online at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Click on the events tab and you can scroll through all of them, every single one of them, and just see everything that's going on up and down the beach. Let's start with this Friday. Hey, Friday, first Friday in downtown Manteo is definitely something you want to go and check out. It's definitely a fun time, and there's so many different things going on the streets. There's street food, there's dancing, there's music, and it's definitely a great time. So check out First Friday in downtown Manteo. That starts at 6 o'clock. The 8th annual Soundside Fun Fair. Holy smokes, I love the Fun Fair. And I guarantee you that I'm going to be out there more than I want to be because I have kids. So there's another place you can find me. Yeah, if you want to look for me this weekend, look for me at the Fun Fair. I'll probably be out there walking around. The annual Okra Folk Festival is also happening this weekend as well. It's starting at 9 o'clock this Friday, and I believe it's going all weekend long. Same thing with the Fun Fair. Soundside Fun Fair will be going on through Sunday of this weekend. Let's take a look. Some other things that are going to be going on up and down the beach. Jade DaCosta is going to be at Fish Heads Friday night from 7 to 10. The Lost Colony's open if you're interested in going to see a performance over at the Lost Colony. This Saturday, Dare Day. Yes, Dare Day. It's the 49th Dare Day. Next year makes 50 years of Dare Day. I'm already looking at 50, but hey, Dare Day, again, I've talked about Dare Day multiple times. It is the local cultural party here in Manteo, one of the OG parties that people go to before the summer really kicks off. Okay, so make sure you starts at 11 a.m. It goes from 11 to 6 on Saturday in downtown Manteo. Let's see here. Any other events that are going on? You can do some different things. Let's see, Buffalo City Distillery on Saturday. You can go to Lost Colony Tavern on Saturday. Let's see. Sunday, TV3 is going to be at Fish Head starting at 6 o'clock. Let's go on into next week. June 9th, open mic night at McGrath's Burger Shack in Nags Head. Let's see. Let's keep going. Keep going and see if anything jumping off the page at me. Lots of things going on with the Dare Arts. There's also things going on in the Elizabethan Gardens. There are things I see. The Tri-Villages Market. That's somebody I need to go see. I need to go to Camp Hatteras in Rodanthe from 9 to 1. They do that on Wednesdays at the Tri-Villages Market. I need to go down there. I'm probably going to do a podcast from there very soon, but I need to talk to them about that. That is a cool place. So if you get a chance to go down to the Tri-Villages Market at Camp Hatteras, that's something that I would do. I think you'll enjoy that. Definitely feel like you'll enjoy that. Let's see. Looking on down the line, there's still things going on Wednesday. Yeah, there's still some things that are happening at like the Froggy Dog and Avon. Old Tom's is doing an open mic night. Of course, you got trivia with me at McGrath's Burger Shack Wednesday, June 11th, starting at 6 o'clock. Hope y'all will come and hang out with me and say, hey, we have some great teams in there. We have a great time. And you know I like to party, so that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, the Sunrise 5K and 1 Mile Beach Run, Jeanette's Pier, that's happening on Thursday, June 12th, starting at 8 o'clock. You can, let's get some more details on this. Let me click on this. All right, you can go online to, I think it's OBXSE. Or no, this is the OBXRunningCompany.com. The OBXRunningCompany.com is putting this one on. So that's something you could do if you're a runner. Go run on the beach, Jeanette's Pier, next Thursday, June 12th. Again, that's starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. More different things going on at Sanctuary Vineyards. There's Pioneers having a cornhole league. Ooh, hey, I know some cornhole players that'll probably be interested in that. So that's happening Thursday, June 12th, starting at 6:30. Lots of different things continuing to go on. Let me find one specifically that I want to talk more about. We're going to have to fast forward a little bit into the future. I believe it is, where is it? Oh, there's the Under the Oaks Art Festival. That's going to be happening on Tuesday, June 17th, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning up at the Whalehead Club in Corolla. If you're an artistic person, like we just got done hanging out with Miss Michelle, that'd be something you may want to go check out. So that's Under the Oaks Art Festival, Tuesday, June 17th, 10 until 5. Okay, I found what I was looking for. I couldn't find it, but then I found it. So coming up on June 20th, and this is a little ways down the road, but it's something you probably need to plan for. There's going to be a shrimp plate fundraiser at Manio Assembly of God Church, okay? It is for a young lady named Brandy. She's needing a service dog. She has, I don't know exactly what the thing it's called that she's dealing with right now, but it's for a lady named Brandy Mann, and this service dog is designed to let her know when she's about to like pass out. I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but she needs this service dog in the worst way. So it's a drive-through style. They're going to have the bake sale and everything out there, and that's from 4 until 7 o'clock on June 20th. So, and I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm not taking anything away from any of our local restaurants that have great seafood dishes, but in my opinion, some of the best ones come from these shrimp fundraisers. And I believe they're only asking for a donation. You can find all the details online right now under the event section at OuterBanksThisWeek.com if you just go to the date of June 20th. It's a drive-through, yes, a donation. Enjoy shrimp, hush puppies, green beans, and coleslaw. See, and again, some of these ladies that get in there and get to cooking, I'll tell you, they ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. So that's happening on June 20th at Manio First Assembly of God Church. It's right there on Highway 64. It's just north of Manio Elementary School. So that's something to think about. It's 812 Wingina Street, but you can access it also from Highway 64. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, one more quick little break, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Again, all the events that I mentioned can be found online at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real. All right, I don't know that I forgot anything. I say this every week. Did I forget anything? I don't think I did. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I do want to thank Miss Michelle for being on the show, talking about all the great things at Artsy Octopus. Again, they're right there, milepost 16 and a half on the Beach Road in Kill Devil Hills, kind of diagonal from Cahoon's Market. They're in the Dare buildings, as we talked about. And they got so much cool stuff in there. And she's been all over the world. And again, you're going to go in there and you're going to look and you're going to find that one thing that's going to set that one wall that you're having the hardest time to, what can I put on that wall? They've got it in there at the Artsy Octopus. It's a great, great store full of great little treasures, great art, jewelry. I mean, they got some toys and stuff in there. They got stuff for the dogs. They got all sorts of things in there. So, I mean, I hate this term in the worst way because it does not apply, but I'm just going to kind of say it. There's something for everyone. I hate that so much. When people say that, when I hear that in radio commercials, it's like, there's something for everyone. Such a lie. But there is something in there for that special person in your life. So I will say that about the Artsy Octopus. But hey, next week, this is the time of the year where I really have to start piecing things together very carefully. I have an idea for what I want to do, but I'm having a hard time getting up with the individuals that I want to help. I want them to help me with this. So we will see what next week brings. So we're going to kind of call it a mystery for right now. But this is the Outer Banks This Week podcast, and it is all brought to you. This is episode 117, believe it or not. And it is all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manio, online at kellysobxauto.com, and all powered by Outer Banks Pest Control to get rid of the creepy crawlies, the varmints, all the different types of things that crawl around your house and just make you go, eek. All right, that was very, very bad. But you get what I'm saying. They can get rid of it. Go online, outerbanks-pestcontrol.com to get rid of those creepy crawlies and all that nastiness in your house. They can help you. All right, I'm out of here. Have yourself a great and wonderful rest of the week. To the seniors that are graduating high school this weekend, congratulations. I will be at your graduation, okay? And maybe I'll give you some dabs when you're coming down the line. You never know. But congratulations to all the graduating seniors, and I will see y'all again next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
This has been another radical edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and listen every Thursday for a new episode.